Building and understanding individual-based models to inform health policy. Welcome to this series to help you self-learn how to build individual-based models to inform health policy. This is intended to be an accessible introduction. Clinical disease experts and health policymakers are encouraged to familiarize themselves with the concepts of such models. We need your input to make these models as relevant as possible. So what is an individual-based model? An individual-based model is a computer program designed to simulate the experiences of individuals in a population over time, informed by real-life data. Each time the model program is run, it generates values of variables that represent the characteristics of individuals and simulates how these change over time. By building a model that accurately reflects real changes in people over time, we can evaluate the potential effects of a policy of introducing a health intervention. So we will use a programming language called Python. We will use Google Colaboratory, Colab, so you don't need to have Python on your computer. So you are ready to go. When you click on the first link shown here, this is what you'll see. Generating an individual-based model, Part 1. So we welcome you to this online course. In Part 1, we will start by learning some Python basics that will be used when making a model. As you progress through, sometimes we'll show a piece of code and it will only be afterwards that it is explained. So make sure you read on if you think you are stuck. First, we will adjust some settings within Colab, which will help make the code easier to read and navigate. First, indentation guides and line numbers in Colab. So we recommend turning on line numbering and indentation guides. To do this, follow the following steps here. So you click on Tools, Settings, Editor, and you check that you've got the Show Line Numbers and Show Indentation Guides ticked. Coming on to Contents, if you click on the top icon in the left-hand side of this page with the three horizontal lines, you will see the contents for this session. Clicking on a heading will take you to that heading on the page. So I'll click on here, and then, for example, I click on Functions, it comes down to Functions. And I can close that here. So moving on down, the formatting precursor. Throughout these exercises in Colab, you will see sections of code written in a couple of ways: code cells and code formatted text. So let's see these now. So code cell. Code cells contain sections of code which can be run, executed. The line number will appear on the left of each line of code. So running code cells. We can run code cells by hovering over them and then pressing the Run Cell button, which appears in the top left. Some, like the first cell below, will have no output. Others, such as the second cell, will have an output which will appear below them after they are run. You can click on the X at the top of the output to clear it. So this one here will have no output. If I run it, you'll have to click on the Run Anyway here when you first run. And you can see that that is running, and a green tick will appear when it's run. So you can see the green tick appears. That has run, but there's no output. Now this cell will have an output. So I'll click again to start it running. And you can see that it's run and there is an output. And we can close this by clicking on the X. In general, try to make sure you run every cell in order. Not doing so can cause errors in some sections. Unless a section is specifically demonstrating an error, almost all issues will be fixed by going back and making sure you've run each code cell in order. You'll notice that the code cell is automatically syntax highlighted for clarity. This is where Colab will color text written in code to highlight specific things and make it easier to read. So we ask you to now run the code cell below. So running this one, you can see it's underlined in red here. And notice how it's automatically highlighting an error in the code by underlining it in red. Colab will also give details of the error in the cell's output, which can be useful. I'll just close this. A Colab Python notebook, such as the one this exercise is written in, will treat all of the code cells as being connected. This means that code working correctly in one cell may be dependent on code being run in an earlier cell. So next, code comments. When writing in code cells, you will come across text written in green with a hash next to it. This is used to write a comment within the code and will have no effect on the code. So I can run that and you'll see that nothing actually happens. So code you see written like this cannot be run, nor can it be seen by code cells. Code formatted text is used to help provide clarity and explanations, or for certain examples which don't require the code being executed. Another difference is that we can include code formatted text anywhere within a text cell, such as here. So now come on to first steps in understanding the code. And at this point, I'll leave you to get on with it. Good luck with it. And please leave us any comments you have, any feedback. Thank you very much.